everyone. We are here today with Pam. My name is Nikki, and we are going to open up those hamstrings. So we are going to get right into it. You're going to need 2 blocks for today. So we'll start with 2 blocks. You'll see us work through 2 blocks, and then as you progress in your practice, you may or may not need them, but it's really cool to have them close if you do. So we are going to start in a child's pose, coming into just a simple child's pose. Knees are going to spread wide as she starts to reach her arms out, drawing shoulder blades down her back. So I want you to stay here for just a couple breaths. I want you to really just kind of drop into the space. So the eyes close down, let the jaw soften. So the hips are as wide and open with the knees as you feel comfortable. Take a couple breaths here using the exhales to draw the hips back towards your heels. The first few moments of all my classes are really just used to drop into the space. A lot of the times we come to the mat with a lot on our mind, a lot going on. The ability to drop in is important. So take just a few more breaths here, starting to ground your palms down, pressing palms into the earth, pressing finger pads into the earth. Wrapping the triceps in, letting the shoulder blades draw down the back. Just one more breath cycle. And then on the inhale, coming up to a tabletop position. So as she moves into tabletop position, her knees are going to shift right underneath her hips. And we're going to take a couple cat-cow positions just to get us started. On the inhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back and tilt the tailbone up. And on the exhale, round the upper back, scoop the belly in towards the spine. Good, 2 more. Inhale, starting to lengthen the breath as you pull the heart through. And then exhale, drawing belly button in and up, starting to fire the belly space. Good, 1 more. Inhale, breathing deep. And exhale, round and scoop the belly in. Coming back to a neutral spine. Walk your hands out just a few inches here, curl the toes, lift the hips, and find your first downward facing dog. So I want the first downward facing dog to be very fluid, very moving. A lot of moving parts here. So she's going to bend her knees one at a time. All right, you can rock to the tiptoes, rock to the heels if that feels okay. And just kind of feel what this first one feels like. Most of us are pretty tight in the hamstrings. We're going to open those up quite a bit today as we move into an L-shaped handstand. Just stay for another breath or 2 here. And then on this first little movement, we're going to walk our hands back to the toes, nice and easy, keeping the feet hip distance apart. And I want you to put a bend in your knees regardless of hamstring flexibility. Grab opposite elbows, and you're just going to sway like an elephant trunk left to right. Just giving a moment. Gravity's going to be your friend here. Lengthening the spine down, tucking your chin to your chest. Beautiful. Fingertips to the ground. Bend the knees slightly. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, bow the body in. Again, inhale, halfway lift, sending the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, bow. So here we go. I want you to think about your feet staying very heavy, your heels especially, as you're going to start to walk your hands out towards downward facing dog, but just for as long as your heels can stay on the ground. Once they start to come up, pause. So you want to start to fire the legs up, right? Feel the kneecaps lift, drive the energy through the heels. Good, stay for 1 more breath, firing those legs. And then exhale, walking back out to your regular downward facing dog. And it's okay if those heels lift. So this idea that the hips are lifting and the heels are drawing down is starting to lengthen out the back of your legs. So just stay for another breath in. Beautiful. Bring the big toes to touch. Inhale, look towards your hands. And on this first one, just step lightly, top of the mat, as many steps as it takes. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, bow your body. Hands to your hips. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and come up with a flat back. Easy does it. Top of the mat. Now just let your hands come by your side. Roll your shoulders a couple times. So this idea that we're drawing towards this tall spine always in practice starts with Tadasana. So root down through your feet, and I want you to play with that a little bit. I want you to rock to the tiptoes, rock to the heels, maybe left, maybe right, and just feel what that weight feels like in your feet. And then see if you can settle on a press down through all four corners. So keep that action as you start to bring the energy up the shin bones. Engage the quads so much, nice Pam, you feel your kneecaps lift. Right? The trick when we're working hamstrings is to keep the front of the leg engaged so the back of the leg releases. Okay? Keep all that happening as she pulls her belly in towards her spine, tailbone drops down. The energy comes up the chest bone as you draw shoulder blades down the back, neck is long, crown of the head is reaching. So just for another moment, starting to link the breath in for as long as the breath is out. Okay. Bringing hands to Anjali Mudra, Heart Center. We're going to work just with a few sun salutations, get us all warmed up. When you're ready, inhale, reach your arms up, watch your palms touch. And exhale, keep the legs active, hinge right at your hips. Inhale with bent knees or straight knees. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, just step back to plank pose. Pause and plank. So I always talk about the shoulders being an automatic fire. I also want you to pull your belly in slightly. As you draw your tailbone down towards your heels, gaze out just slightly. Take an inhale, shift the weight. Exhale all the way to your belly. Nice work. So the tops of the feet press down, beautiful. For cobra pose, the elbows stay hugged in. The shoulders draw up and back as their chest lifts. Inhale. And exhale, float the forehead down. 2 more, just like that. Inhale as the heart space starts to pull through the arms. Exhale, forehead floats down. 1 more time. Inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. And exhale to float down. So I want you to curl your toes under, engage your legs so much you feel your kneecaps lift. Pull your belly in towards your spine, take a big breath in. Exhale, plank to downward facing dog. Good. So in downward facing dog, we want to work the triceps, wrap them into the midline so that the shoulder blades draw down your back. Tailbone is reaching high, and the heels again are reaching heavy. Your legs are fired up, they're strong as can be. This time, bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, look up at your hands, rise the balls of your feet, bend your knees, step or lightly float top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, bow your body. Inhale, arms out to the side, stretch up, reach up, look up. Exhale, pull it all to your heart. So 2 classic A's. Inhale, arms up. Keep those legs active as you exhale, hinge right at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step or you can float back through chaturanga. Beautiful, Pam. Inhale, lengthen as she pulls her heart through upward facing. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing. Stay for 3 breaths here as you start to fire the legs. We want to remember that the legs are stronger than the arms, so use them in downward facing dog. Get them strong, fire the quads, get the tailbone reaching high. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, step or float, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen to find space. Exhale, bow your body. Inhale, stand up, stretch up, reach up. Exhale, pull it all to your heart. 1 more. Inhale, guide the breath. Exhale, right through every movement. Inhale, lengthen, find your space. Exhale, step or float, chaturanga. Inhale, big breath sends the heart up. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. So almost thinking of downward facing dog, it's kind of like a little reset button. Right? Your ability to catch your breath, to reset the body. Big toes to touch. Inhale, look up. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen out. And exhale, fold in. Moving right into B, bend the knees, reach the arms for chair pose. So in chair pose, we want to make sure that your pinky edges wrap in, right? The triceps again wrapping in so that your shoulder blades can draw down the back. And you get to decide how intense you want this, right? So the further we sit back into chair pose, the more intense it gets. So find a position with the legs that feels good for you, making sure that you're softening through the jaw. Your gaze is easy and soft. Take a breath, fill up. Exhale, bow forward. So getting into the hamstrings, inhale, lengthen halfway. And I want you to take those blocks and put them right underneath your hands. And then I just want you to step your right foot back and drop your right knee down. Good. Now pause for a moment as you kind of shift the blocks to where it feels okay. Think up dog in your chest, right? So we're working with this long spine. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, as she shifts the hips back, straightening out that left leg for Ardha Hanuman. Now she can shift the blocks back if she needs to, Pam, there you go. And then inhale, think up dog in your chest. And pause as you pin your left hip back, find length, inhale. And then exhale like you wanted to smooch that left kneecap. Breathing deep here and then just noticing what's going on in the hamstring. For some of us it's fairly tight and we have to stay on the blocks. For others we can bring our hands to the ground. Take another breath in. Exhale as you start to move back into the left leg, bend the left knee, step up, right foot, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, find the space. Exhale, bow your body, bend your knees, reach your arms, second side, chair pose. Now there's a lot of things in chair that we have to be aware of. A lot of the weight is coming back into the heels that we can dig a little deeper into that sensation, that heat that we're trying to create in the legs. Make sure those toes are nice and light. Maybe there's a smile on your face. Chair's not the most fun pose in the world. Take a breath in. You got it. Super necessary though. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen, find the space. And exhale, step your left foot back. Drop your left knee. And then inhale for a moment, right? We're just adjusting the blocks. We're lifting up the heart space. We're trying to find this long spine. Inhale, big breath. Exhale as the hips sink back, the right leg straightens, right toes come up. You can bring your blocks back a little bit if that helps. And if you don't need your blocks, you don't have to have them. You can put your hands on the ground. To get a little deeper, you're going to inhale, think up dog in your chest one more time. And then exhale, bow into that right knee like you want to give it a good smooch. And then again, just another breath, noticing what the hamstring is doing on this side. Very rarely are they the exact same on both sides. So just kind of noticing. Take another breath in. Exhale, start to walk forward, rebend your right knee, step your left foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine out halfway. Exhale, bow your body in. Hands to your hips. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and come up with a flat back. And exhale, release the hands by your side. Shake the arms out a little bit. So we're going to work into a little bit of a crescent flow next. You won't need your blocks for this one. We're going to be kind of twisting, releasing the back a little bit, okay? Please bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up, stretch up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, step or float, chaturanga. Beautiful. Inhale as you shine your heart space up. Arms are strong and straight. Thighs up, knees up. Exhale, hips up, downward facing dog. Now please inhale your right leg up to the sky and pause for a moment in three-legged dog. So what we're trying to find is an energy out through your right heel. Now the lift is coming from your right inner thigh, right? The tendency is for the hip to open. We want to avoid that. Let's close the hip off. This will help later in our L-shaped handstands, okay? Take a breath in, fill up, stretch deep. Exhale, knee to nose, round the upper back. Inhale, stretch back out. Exhale, pull through for crescent lunge. Inhale. Rise with a flat back. And then bring your hands out in front of you here. We're going to take a vertical twist. You're going to pull your right arm back like a bow and arrow. So the idea here is just to give the spine a little bit of twist as you plug your right hip back, lengthen up through your heart space. Reach your fingertips like you mean it. Take a breath in. Good. Now, while we're here, it's a little bit as Simon says, right? The right hand is coming to the left hamstring as the left arm reaches up. So here you're getting a little bit of front body, a little bit of side body. Take a breath in. Exhale, left hand comes to the inside of that foot as you reach your right arm up. Again, pausing here, your work is to pin your right hip back. Think right side of the rib cage up to the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands down, touch down. Inhale, right leg up, clear the hip flexor. Plank to chaturanga. Good. Big inhale as you shine the heart space up, strong in the legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, your left leg up. Pause. Again, just working the energy out through the heel. So can we work this leg strong, straight, as we keep lifting the left inner thigh? Take one breath in, fill up. Exhale, knee to nose. Fire the low belly, round the upper back. Inhale, stretch it back out. Exhale, pull through, crescent lunge. Just going to rise with a flat back, arms reach up, and hands come straight out in front of you. Pause for a moment. Draw your shoulder heads back into their socket. Take a breath in. Bow and arrow twist your left arm open. So pausing here, your work is to pin your left hip back. Reach your fingertips like you mean it. Think wingspan. Take a breath in. Her left hand is going to her right hamstring as she reaches the right arm up. So you want to think front body, side body, space. Take an inhale, breathe deep. Exhale, right hand down as you sweep your left arm up. Pausing again, she's still pinning her left hip back. Find a little bit of space, inhale. Exhale, hands down, touch down, nice work. Left leg up, big breath, clear the hip flexor. Exhale, pulling plank to chaturanga. Good. Inhale, big breath. And exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to take that one breath to one movement just to start to link it all together. Please inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch it back up. Exhale, pull through. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hands out in front. Inhale, pull the right arm back, bow and arrow. Right hand, left hamstring. Exhale, inhale, find the stretch. Exhale, left hand to the inside of your foot. Right arm up, inhale. Exhale, hands down, nice work. Right leg up, inhale. Plank to chaturanga, exhale. Big breath as you shine the heart up. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more side, left leg inhales. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, pull through lightly, place the foot. Take a breath in, arms up, stretch up. Exhale, hands out in front of you. Left arm pulls back, inhale. Left hand, right hamstring, exhale. Inhale, right arm lifts, find the space. Exhale, right hand to the inside of the foot, left arm up. Take one more twist, big breath, inhale. Hands down, exhale, nice work. Left leg inhales up. Plank to chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Stay for a breath in. So catch the breath. When you start to move like that, the breath tends to shorten up. Catch the breath. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, look up. Rise the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, step or flow. Find length, inhale. Bow the body. Inhale, stand up. Stretch up, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay. So we're just going to work a standing posture. Say hello to the hamstrings. And we'll get rocking and rolling upside down, okay? So stand strong on your left foot as you hug your right knee into your chest. So you can grab the knee with two hands or with one hand, whatever works for you. We're working shoulder blades down the back, chest lifting. So it's going to help to find a spot on that wall in front of you to kind of stick your gaze, your drishti. Okay, so stay for a breath in. And then your left hand is on your left hip. I want you to piece the big toe of your right foot. And then make sure those shoulders roll back and down. Take a breath in. And then you're only going to extend your right foot forward until your body says stop. So for some of us, that's an extended halfway out. For some of us, that's extending all the way out. Right? So she's going to do what's right for her. Heart stays lifting the whole time. Softening the jaw. Take a breath in. Good. Exhale, bend that knee. Release that foot. Second side. Shake it out, wiggle it out. Right hand, right hip as you hug your left knee into your chest, stand tall. So you're pausing for just a moment to find the space, to find the spine lengthening up, right? Take a breath in. Peace, big toe of your left foot through the inner knee. Find your spot to stick your gaze, and exhale as you slowly start to move the left foot forward. There you go. So whether it goes all the way straight or halfway straight, it's not important. It'll get there with your practice, okay? Take a breath in. Exhale, bend that knee. Release the foot. Ooh, feel okay? Good. Hands to heart center. We're going to flow through Prasarita. Inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or float, Chaturanga. Inhale, big breath, upward facing dog. See how her knees are up, her thighs are up. Exhale, moving from the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, please your right leg up to the sky. And exhale, pull through for low lunge. So you're going to walk over your left shoulder to find Prasarita side straddle. So you're going to pause here for just a moment and kind of get set up. So your feet are going to almost pigeon toe in a little bit. You're going to press through the outer foot. And again, you're going to fire those quads up, fire those legs up. Take an inhale, think up dog in your chest, Pam. Good. Exhale, bowing forward. So this first one I want you to just kind of let be. So if you needed a block, right, you can put a block under your hands. Pam doesn't need one, so her hands are on the ground. She's going to take just a couple breaths here. Again, working, gravity is our friend in this one, right? Lengthening that spine down, letting your chin tuck to your chest, pausing for just a moment. Right, so the legs stay strong. It's a super active pose in the legs if we're doing it right, giving the hamstrings a chance to release symmetrically. Good. Now on this next one, I want you to inhale to your fingertips as you lengthen your spine forward. Take a breath in. Good. And then exhale, breath out. We're going to move 3 times as you bow forward. Good. Here we go. Inhale, lengthen. Think crown of the head forward. And exhale, bow. Keep the legs engaged each time. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthening. Beautiful. Exhale, bowing in. 1 more round. Inhale, lengthen out. And exhale, bow in. So I want you to flip your fingertips towards the back of the room and just start to walk your hands back. Tucking your chin to your chest, letting your spine release down, keeping the legs active. Stay for 1 more breath in. And then inhale, start to walk your hands back out in front of you, right underneath your shoulders. And then exhale, walk to your right foot. Bend your right knee, slide it back for plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, clear the front of the body at upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Bring your big toes to touch, please. Inhale, look towards the top of your mat. And exhale, step or float. Inhale, lengthen out. And exhale, bow in. So you're going to take your blocks. Again, you're going to put them right underneath your hands. So what we're going to do in this one, we're like a supported warrior 3, just to get the body ready and prepped one last time before we start hopping. I want you to inhale, think halfway lift flat back, and then take your right leg up and back. Pause. So you can adjust the blocks here. So if you want to bring them forward, you can. If you're really tight in that hamstring, you're going to want to lift it 1 more notch higher so that your chest can lift a little bit more. And Pam, if you'd come to your fingertips for me. Beautiful. So again, firing through the right heel, lifting, there you go, through the right inner arch. So stay for a couple breaths here. Energy out through the heel, lengthening through the spine, through the crown of the head. So you get used to the body firing that strong straight leg. That's going to come in handy in a moment. Take a breath in. Exhale, foot down, bow in, breath out. Bend your knees a little bit. Good. Second side. Hands to the blocks. Inhale, lengthen the spine, send the left leg back. Pause. Right? So she's pulling the right hip back, right? Kind of tacking that right hip back as she extends through the left foot. So the idea is not to get the right leg, left leg super high, right? The idea is, can I keep a strong energy out through the heel while keeping an internal rotation in my hip? Spine lengthens. Take a breath in. You're almost there. Nice work. And exhale, feet down, hands down. Whew, bend those knees a little bit. Good. So I'm going to take the blocks out of her way. Hands to your hips, please. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and come up to standing position, top of the mat. All right. You ready? So here we go. I want you to make sure that you stay open and playful. We're going to see how this goes, okay? Please, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach those arms up, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Keep those legs nice and active. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your vinyasa, step or float. Inhale, big breath up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay for a breath. I want you to hit a little reset button here. And we're just going to play, okay? Here we go. Please lift your right leg up. Inhale. And your left foot is just going to hop itself halfway up. Exhale. So it's important here to shift the shoulders over the wrists. Look right in between your thumbs. So this action that we were working earlier of the triceps wrapping in and the shoulders drawing down come in handy, okay? Take a breath as you lift your left heel, bend your left knee, and you're going to kick to straight leg, little L hop, and come right back down. Take a breath, catch your inhale, lift your heel, bend your knee, end of the exhale. Beautiful, Pam. Let's try one more time on this side. Inhale, breathe deep. Exhale. Beautiful. And step it back, downward facing dog. I want you to rest embryo pose between sides, knees together, hands drop back, palms face up, and rest. So I like this resting pose, especially when we do some handstand hops, because it allows the front shoulder to just release without any attention, without anything going on. The forehead is on the mat, borrowing a little energy from Mama Earth if you need it, okay? And take a couple breaths. You doing okay? All right. So we're going to work to the second side. When you're ready, start to reach your arms back out in front of you, please. Curl your toes. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. So pausing for a moment. Good. So inhale your left leg up. And your right foot's going to come halfway up. You can take a little hop up, no big deal. That's not the handstand part, that's just the prep part. So this energy that we're working where this leg stretches, we've done this one a couple times, so the body's used to keeping that strong and straight. Shift shoulders over your wrist. Look in between your thumbs. Take a breath in. Exhale, breath out. Beautiful. So take your breath in, so make sure to prep the body. Exhale, breath out. One more time. Inhale, breath in. Exhale, breath out. There it is. Beautiful. Step it back to downward facing dog. Stay for a breath in. Fill up. Exhale, embryo pose. Knees down, arms back, and rest. So it's important that you give the shoulders their moment to rest. Otherwise, you're asking them to fire, and there's no relief for them, which will make your practice shorter than you want it to be. So just make sure you give your body, your mind, your shoulders a moment. Take a breath in and exhale everything out. Good. Start to walk your arms back out in front of you, please. Curl your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. So pause in your last downward facing dog and notice, even the short time that we've been together today, that the hips are rising a little higher and the heels are dropping a little further, even just a little bit more than at the beginning of class. So bring your big toes to touch. Please look at your hands. You're just going to hop to the top of your mat, cross your ankles, bend your knees, find your bum. Beautiful. Nice. So stretch the legs out in front for Paschimottanasana. So make sure that the toes are flexed. Find the sit bones. Stretch the arms up and pause for a moment. So what I want you to think about in this one of my favorite teachers talks about a pelvic wheel here. So this idea that as we inhale, stretch up, exhale, we're going to turn the wheel so that she stretches up and out, so that her spine keeps stretching up and out. Her spine keeps stretching up and out until she cannot keep her back flat any longer. And at the very end, she bows in, drops chin to chest. Pause. So your legs are fired up, just as if you were standing, your toes flex back. That helps those kneecaps lift a little bit. And you take just a couple breaths. This is nice to kind of say hello to those hamstrings one more time symmetrically. Stay for a breath in. And exhale slowly. Easy does it. Keep chin drawing to chest as you come up one vertebra at a time. Nice and slow, slow, slow. Beautiful. So once you come all the way up, I just want you to bend your knees a little bit, scoot your booch up, and then find your back. And hug those knees into your chest. Give yourself a big old squeeze. A little right, little left. Thank you, low back, for everything that you do. Good. And then you're going to keep your right knee hugged into your chest. Extend your left leg out. Good. So take a big breath in, fill up, and then exhale, supine twist across the body. Now you can bump. See how she just bumped her hip to the midline if that feels okay as you reach your right arm out. Close your eyes down and breathe. So the idea here is not that we're twisting into the deepest twist we've ever been in. The idea is that we're finding a heaviness in the right shoulder blade, right? A heaviness in that right knee as it allows the spine to twist to where it wants to stop. Stay for a breath, making sure that the jaw is released, the face is released. Take a breath in. Use your low belly, bring that knee back to center. And switch, pull the left knee in, extend the right leg out. Pause here, take a breath as you pull that knee into your chest and then exhale across the body, twist. You can bump the hip to the midline if that feels okay. Stretch your left arm out. So the same here is, it's same, right? So the body might not be the same on each side. Same as when you're standing, same as when you're balancing. There's a little bit of a difference between sides, and that's okay. Breathing into it, accepting it, take a breath in. And exhale, pull that knee back to center, breath out. Good. Hug both knees into your chest one more time. Good. And then we're just going to end with a simple bridge pose. So feet down, hands down here. Just pausing for a moment. She's going to walk her heels close to her fingertips. Take a breath in, fill up. And then exhale, easy bridge, just lift the hips up. So just giving the front of the body one last moment to breathe deep, open up. You can keep your hands on the ground like this, or you can start to roll to the outer shoulders and interlace your hands right under your tailbone. That allows you the ability to draw and root the energy down through the outer arm as you lift the chest, the heart space up. There's a slight thigh master action happening still here between the thighs to keep the inner thighs engaged. Take a breath in and exhale, slowly release one vertebra at a time. Breath out. So pause for a moment, kind of resisting that urge to immediately want to pull the knees into the chest. Good. Once the spine is settled, then you can hug your knees into your chest. Rock and roll yourself forwards and backwards up to a seated position. Beautiful. All right. Well, good luck with those hamstrings. Thank you, Pam. We'll do some more videos as time progresses. Lots of wall work, lots of upcoming stuff for hamstring opening. In the meantime, breathe deep, stay patient. Thank you guys so much. Namaste.